Welcome to 100 Yards of Football this morning. We got a special college football special. The special is that we got players of the week. We got an offensive player and we got a defensive player. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here at 100 Yards Football. Man, I got two players that we at 100 Yards Football voted Player of the Week last week. One was on the offensive side of the ball. The other one's on the defensive side of the ball. But what's so great about it, when you look at right now the college football landscape, there's so many great football players that come out of the state of Florida. Georgia, of course, we're broadcasting live today. We got Alabama. We got California. But the two players we selected, they're from my hometown area, the 901, Memphis, Tennessee. And I couldn't be more proud. Because if anyone that's from Memphis, Tennessee should know this, Memphis is really a basketball city. But to have these two young men on the national spotlight from my hometown is an honor and it's a pleasure. Now, these two young men are following some great players that's played high school football in the city of Memphis, Tennessee. Players that I've been watching all my life and that I got experience to see up close and personal. Philip Jett in the 1960s with Hamilton High School. Eric Harris at Hamilton High School. Keith Simpson at Hamilton High School. Primus Bobo at Carver. Keith Clark at Carver. Winston Ford at Carver. Cleo Pete at Northside. Daryl Harper at Northside. The great Raymond Buggs, who came out the same year I did, 1978, went to Vanderbilt out of Hamilton High School. So many great players. Glenn Boyd out of Mitchell. Tim Harris out of Catholic. Eric Ferris out of Northside. Keith Simpson out of Hamilton High School. See, all them gentlemen, I saw them play up close and personal. And of course, from my high school, Southside High School is closed down now. But I got to see some great football players up close and personal. First, start with Turdale Militant, that went on with the Memphis State Tigers at the time and played with the Green Bay Packers. But three guys that I saw, and to this day I'm very good friends with, they were some great football players. Carlton Peoples, who played cornerback, went on and played at the University of Tennessee. He was a special football player. My man, Mark Stutterway, one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. Went on up there to Tennessee. He was a defensive end in high school, but he switched to defensive tackle and ended up getting drafted by the Houston Oilers. And one of the fastest guys I ever seen play football. He was a legitimate 4-3 guy. In my grade room in the first grade on up, Mr. Jerry Knowlton. So these two young men that we at 100 Yards of Football honored this week as Players of the Week, I just want them to know that they followed history. Now I'm going to start with our offensive player, Kenneth Walker. Can I say Heisman Trophy? Right now, to me, he's the best player in college football. On the season, 1,194 yards, 14 touchdowns. Game film, all I got to say is last week against the University of Michigan on the national stage, he did his thing. 197 yards, 23 carries, 6 touchdowns. He represented that 901 from Arlington, Tennessee, right outside Memphis. Went to Arlington High School. Went to Wake Forest his first 2 years. Transferred over to Michigan State. And hopefully, if he keeps it up, I hope he can be on that level to be the first Heisman Trophy winner from Memphis, Tennessee. Would that be outstanding? Woo-wee. Skill set is outstanding. The vision you saw last week, A+. The run instincts, A+. And the looseness, A+. The 901 was in the house. Then you think about all the great players that he represented from Michigan State. Clint Jones, 1966. Eric Allen, 1971. And Lorenzen White, 1987. All great running backs that played at Michigan State. Now on the defensive side of the ball. It's been an honor to see this young man play football for 3 years. Right there over in Athens, Georgia. I'm a resident here in Douglasville. It's about an hour and 10-minute drive from my house. And what Nakobe Dean has done over there has been outstanding. Very special football player. Was a 5-star coming out. He's from Horn Lake, Mississippi. It's only about 1.5 miles from the state line, and almost about 3 miles, about 5 miles from where my parents live at in Memphis, Tennessee. But the young man this year, 37 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions. And all you got to do is look at last week against that hated rival, the Florida Gators. And what did Nakobe Dean do? 50-yard interception return, 7 tackles. He is very special. And when you look at all the great running backs that Nakobe Dean is following right now, he reminds me of Jerry Robinson at UCLA in 1978. He reminds me of Sammy Green at the University of Florida in 1976. He reminds me of George Crummy Boomer, Oklahoma. And don't nobody get upset. Don't nobody go over their head. Don't nobody be texting me and say, Vince, you out of your mind. But he got a little bit of that guy I saw play up close and personal. When I was at the University of Arkansas, my 3 years from 1978 to 1981, and I got to see him play 3 years in college football. He played for the Baylor Bears, and he has these eyes. My man, Mike Singletary, who went on and won a Super Bowl ring with the Chicago Bears. This young man is going to be special on the next level. And when you look at his instincts, explosiveness, A+, tackling, A+, pass rushing ability, blitz, A+, man-to-man coverage, A+. You saw that last week with that 50-yard interception return. Man, it's a special day. I couldn't be more happier. The 2 football players right now that everybody's talking about on a national level is from my home area, my hometown, the 901, Memphis, Tennessee. So kudos again to Kenneth Walker, running back out of Michigan State. Baby, we are proud of you here at 100 yards of football. And Nakobe Dean, go Dogs. Hey, man, you made a smart decision. I really thought you was going to Tennessee, my brother. But unfortunately, for the Vol fans, you made the best decision of your life because you're on the number 1 team in the country, the number 1 defense in the country, and right now I consider you the number 1 linebacker in the country. So my final words is very simple to these 2 young men. I live here in Metro Atlanta, Georgia, and I saw something last night that I didn't expect to see. When you have all the chips stacked against you and nobody expects you to do nothing, just take a look in that blueprint of Brian Snicker, the manager of the Atlanta Braves, and what he did with that team. In July, that was people saying the Braves not going to make the playoffs. The Braves had a serious injury. They lost their very best player, Ronald Acuna. But you saw what happened last night. The Braves won the World Series, and the city is going to be on fire like the Ohio players. Well, you 2 young men, please follow their blueprints if you watch this video today. I'm proud of you. The 901, Memphis, Tennessee. Kenneth Walker, Michigan State. Nakobe Dean, University of Georgia. Our offense and defensive players of the week. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And go Braves. Please don't burn the city down. God bless.